Hey everyone, Sky here, and sorry again that I have yet to learn to use fraps, but I realized, hey, I've just finished the Americas campaign on Total War, or Medieval 2 Total War, and just wanted to relate and share all the little goodies that I did and stuff. So the first faction I chose was New Spain. They start out with Veracruz here on the mainland, and then as well as Havana over here. um, I'm trying to remember. You got an army here, and I think you have another army that can move around. You got a couple boats, and there's some army on the boats as well. And you got a force here as well in Havana. Within a few turns, a guy is going to appear over here, and you can send him anywhere. And then a few turns later, another guy will appear up here. And later on, I think another guy will appear up here. There are the Mayans, which predominantly hold this area up here, like these three in particular, and maybe then this fourth one. And they're going to be pushing south and west, in particular west. You got the Aztecs over here, and the Aztecs are actually kind of taken out by another group. The Tlaxcalans are they're a bit more. Well, they're kind of scattered around, but I think they're a bit more over here. The Aztecs are kind of in the middle, and then you got this group, the what should we call it? The Tarascans, and they're up here to the north. So the way I did it was kept my force here, kept the peace with the different factions over here, and as well as the Mayans over here, and just kind of tried to start working my way east, taking over this land here till I couldn't take any more, because then I started bumping up against the Mayans. The guy that appeared over here, I had him. There's kind of two ways I was thinking of doing it. One was to either take over Trujillo, and then Quiroga, and later on Tlacopan. um, and the thing is, like, the Mayans are just, they got their strong base up here, so they're going to just pump out armies and they're just going to keep moving south. So in one way, I think that taking over Quiroga, or Quirigua, boy, I have a cold, so it's a little hard right now, would be a good first step, and then try to push north and take over these, like Honduras and Tikal, just keep the Mayans back. And I'm trying to remember, I think one of the ways I did it too was I just took over Honduras or Chetumal, and just kind of held those and let the Mayans try to get around me to get the other territories. Later on, the British, I want to say, are going to appear over here, and they're just a pain in the butt. So, I don't think you have to put an army here as long as you keep the peace, but make sure you got some guys being generated over here in Veracruz, and especially recruit mercenaries. Get a lot of mercenaries, because the enemy is just, they have these huge armies. All your European units are just small in comparison. Then the next, or the closest you have to challenge them are your pike militias, and even then it's the pike militia, so it's not much. Right away from the beginning, I had my army from Havana get on board ship and take over Tequesta, and then start pushing north and west. And I got as far west as Caddo Camp, and I was going to try to go for, they decided to call it Fort St. Louis, and the Comanche camp. And actually, if I could, I would have tried to get those two. I think I could have. It's just that I wasn't pushing hard enough to get there, because as it stands, you're going to have basically 2, 3 separate fronts at the same time, and it's just financially it's very difficult to keep all those together. And that's kind of why I'm thinking just taking over Quirigua would be a good way just to take over that and hold it, especially against the Mayans, because the Mayans are just going to be a powerhouse and they're going to just want to go to war with you anyways. That was a major, so defeating the Mayans and taking over this land, as well as fighting the British and the French who would pop in, just kept me busy to the east down here. Eventually, I was able to have my guys go out from Coatzacoalcos and Tenochtitlan, and start going to Salina Cruz, Michlan, Monte Alban, Tototepec. But it's actually Zelaju that I got first. And as soon as I built a port, I built a couple ships, loaded it with some mercenaries, really, and sent them over here to the Cochima camp on the coast of the Baja, and or in Baja California. Take that over. I think when you do it, and it takes several turns to reach here as well. That's kind of a pain in the butt. But I think when you do take over, load the boat with priests, a couple spies, and then a bunch of your mercenaries. You need the priests because you need, because really, to take over any of this land, you need to convert it to Christianity before you move into it. Let's see. Once I got to Cato camp, I just kind of kept, I just put a full army in there, at least one cannon, and then I just started sending out spies and had them go to these cities over here and to start expanding their way out to explore, the rest of the landscape over here. So once I was able to start creating pike militias for Cochima camp, I put my mercenaries back on board the boat and sent them down, and I realized that I could take over Tecoman city right here. It was very underpopulated, and there was no army close by, but because I didn't have any priests with me, the land just rebelled right away. So, this is another reason why I didn't send priests out. Since you're the only faction that can create merchants, you're going to have a heck of a time, because or it's kind of neat because you can just kind of send your guys out and start exploring and trading resources, which you need to help supplement your income. What else? And so I just kind of kept the front of Veracruz and then Monte Alban and Totepec and just held there. And since I was at peace with these guys here, I just wanted to keep that, since it was easier to hold that front than to do anything else. And I realized, well, I'll just wait for them to go to war with me, then I have the pretext. But I started getting messages to take over Tochpan and Cuauhtemoc. So I sent my guys by boat to take those over. Like I said, you're going to have guys in your rear kind of causing problems, but otherwise, that's how I took it over, and then I was able to win the short campaign.